Insurers operating within the United Arab Emirates are facing issues with regards to insurance debtors. This comes at a time when the sector is already facing technical margins that are under distress. I'm Yvette Essen for AM Best TV, and I'm joined by Salman Siddiqui, Associate Director of AM Best, to talk about trends and a report we've recently published on the sector. Can we talk more generally to start with? So, payment culture in the Middle Eastern region, is it common to have issues with regards to collections of money?
Yeah, the payment culture in the Middle East is generally quite relaxed, and that's not uncommon with other emerging markets. When we look at the payment culture in the Middle East specifically, there are often issues with collecting debts that are outstanding for a long time, and receivables, particularly from insurance debtors. Now, this has implications. This has implications for your bad debt, which has a knock-on effect to your operating performance. And this also has an impact on the investment income because you have less investable assets for the balance sheet.
So it's generally an issue for the region, but in the UAE, is it a particular concern?
Absolutely. The issue for insurance debtors is much more pronounced in the UAE than it is for the MENA region. Average debtor days in the UAE are about over 100 days over the last few years. If I compare that to Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia's insurance market is one that has very similar characteristics as the UAE, and the average debtor days over there is almost half of that of the UAE. Now, the issue arises from a number of different factors, but the biggest issue for me when we look at the analysis is this issue of subrogation, that is to say, receivables from other insurance companies when their drivers are at fault. This has been a key area of concern. Payments in this regard are often outstanding for more than 3 years, and this pretty much boils down to the fact that there's no market-wide mechanism for reconciling these amounts between insurance companies, and there's no mandate for how quickly these payments have to be made.
Mm-hmm. So it is a problem, but generally, how would you describe liquidity in the UAE?
Despite all these concerns that we have, liquidity still remains to be quite good in the UAE for the insurance companies. Insurance companies have been generating positive cash flow over the last few years. There are exceptions. At the same time, they have enough liquid assets to cover their net liabilities. However, if they were to improve their cash collection, it would help improve their investment yield because they would have more investable assets for their balance sheet and therefore more income yielding assets at their disposal.
A copy of AM Best report looking at trends within the UAE can be found on ambest.com. For AM Best TV, I'm Yvette Essen.